Okay, this video is about the difference between having the heart of King David times 10 times infinity versus being a sage, Harry Potter, scientist, sex cult, conformist, take advantage of the college kind of fraternity, kind of skull and bones, Brazilian society, kind of secret societies like University of Michigan, kind of culture. Okay. So, again, page 59 and 60 prove my point. In the video before this, I talked about, in the borderlines, however, second to last paragraph, where their non-Igbo neighbors' modes of conducting work could not be regulated by a shared cosmology, Igbo communities often developed into fiercely martial cultures. It goes on to say, Aga or Ogu, Egbu, Ebi, Isi, the war in which it is possible to kill and cut off the head. This is all kinds of symbolic and martial kind of implications and meanings and significance. All right. In the Cross River region, right, it's a different part of the Igbo region than mine. Some martial societies, including the Ohafia, and these guys are slave trader guys. Ohafia, Ada, and Abam produce large numbers of highly skilled warriors who specialize in head hunting with machetes. Okay. So obviously there's these guys there. There's these kind of littler Igbo, smaller Igbo. So there's the little guys who are more brave. They don't necessarily have the heart in terms of moral courage of a giant, but they certainly are willing to fight in war. Okay. These warriors were the products of a militarization of their society, reflected in their gendered social hierarchies. For men in these societies, honor and class status were linked to martial valor, creating powerful social pressure on young men to develop into successful warriors. Male youths were not considered full men in the society until they had decapitated worthy opponents with death strokes during justified wars. Okay, so they're looking for worthy opponents as part of their martial culture. Here we have perhaps the most athletic, if not obviously the most athletic race in terms of martial art combat in the world. And this their culture, in this region of Igbo land, to look for the most worthy opponents. Now remember, spar it means spare it. Fuck am I going to, in a society where I'm going to go 25 to life for killing, fuck am I going to kill a worthy opponent for? I'm going to show you through sparring that I could do it. It doesn't take a genius to see I'm right. All right. That's why the hero emerges, so does the person eager to show that he's great martial arts skills. And there's certain social, spiritual, political, economic, romantic applications of this. And that goes back to the beginning page, the introduction, page 11, which says, mastering any their art could bring a skilled practitioner respect for his graceful execution, the admiration of potential wives, and economic advancement. Graceful, like grace like a hawk flying through the air, right? So it's his graceful execution in more than one way, okay? And certainly, putting on a good show pales in comparison to doing things like decapitating the most skilled opponents or beating them in sparring, or having the entire martial art community hiding behind the government and corporate America like a bitch instead of giving me my rightful place, and dishonoring themselves by training their women to shun me instead of to obey, okay? That I have defeated them far more. If they had showed up and lost, they would be far, far better. If they had lost 10-0, everyone that all the best martial arts they had, they'd be far better off than hiding like a bitch behind corporate rape cult pussies. I think we can all agree on that, and you're insane if you don't. I won't allow for the opposition to even begin to make a counter argument. It's so painfully obvious that I'm right. All right. Anyway. Male youths who were not considered full men in society until they had decapitated worthy opponents with death strokes during justified wars. The Ufium, or honorable warriors, were predominantly men who had taken heads, although the rank could also be given to a male who had similarly killed a leopard. Ufium alone could carry their machetes in leopard skin sheaths and wear Ufi, the color red. Why are they wearing red? The principles of Igbo. Well, this gets a little bit confusing. Red has more symbols than that. But certainly if we put it in the context of these people who took slaves, who were attacking the royal family's village, we can quickly come to the conclusion, the main, the Ari cult center, the sky god royal family, not Neri, who's associated with the earth in the same book, on the internet as well. We see valid sources saying that, and they don't come out and say otherwise. They've only recently come out and said that it's the true ancestral home of the Igbos, but they're talking about the Igbos coming from the dust and not the spirit of the Igbos coming down from the sky. Anyway, the rest of the males who were branded Ujo, meaning coward, were considered to have failed to establish their masculinity. This goes back to Judah, okay? Even Jesus can be a play on words for Jew says. Okay, which one? The Ujo, the fucking coward? Or he who is the root and the offspring of David? He with the heart, the martial arts. He came to bring a sword. This is the spirit. The angels depicted carrying spears and swords. Are they depicted with Harry Potter magic wands? Are they depicted with compasses or trowels? No. Do they have a fucking apron on and a thong? No. They are made effeminate in the European fashion, but they do not separate themselves from the true spirit of God idea, which is the idea of martial combat. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Okay? Moving on. Okay. Okay, the rest of the males who were branded Ujo, meaning coward, were considered to have failed to establish their masculinity and were barred from active participation in many activities of adult men. While women more often chose honor through the achievements in agriculture, trade, and motherhood. Just like in the Bible, you will find God if you continue with faith and propriety in childbearing. Okay. Some women choose the path of warriorhood. Such women took on the ascriptive status of warriors. These brave warriors were biologically male or female, were awarded great respect in their communities. Among other honors, they alone could qualify for admission into the most prominent secret or closed societies in their community. Now, is it logical for a female to be elevated above that martial female? If that martial arts female has to obey, even though she has membership, admission into the most prominent secret or closed society, she must obey me, including in matters of reproduction, how much more the female who isn't a martial artist? How insane is she if she doesn't naturally detect that she must obey me? Is this something that I need to write down, or should people already know this? This guy's the wisest, the best, the most honorable. He has the moral fucking high ground. He's from the royal fucking family. And everyone's been acting like bitches instead of giving him his rightful place. And people were hiding under the bed sheets, shivering in the corner next to Harry Potter. What are we going to do? Acting like Ujo pussies. And that also goes back to the word juju, which means witchcraft. How many of you think it's a coincidence the Igbos are the Jews of Africa? That's what their title is. Not the Ethiopians, not the Lembas. The Igbos are called the Jews of Africa. Okay? There's 30,000 plus practicing Igbo Jews on record. Okay? Juju means witchcraft, and in the Old Testament it says, don't suffer a witch, kill her immediately, right? They say, kill the witch, kill the witch, kill the witch in the Bible. In Revelations, outside the gates are the sorcerers, okay? Juju means witchcraft, okay? And Ujo means coward, okay? Jerusalem, okay? You can play on words for Jew, Jerusalem, okay? Judah. And one of the 12 tribes, one of the kids was the tribe of Judah because they're related to Judah. Jude, Igbos, Sun, Ra, Chuku. Okay, so moving on toward the end. Any candidate not sufficiently adept, okay, not sufficiently adept with his knife or that appeared to lack courage was rejected, causing lifelong disgrace to himself and extended family. Not only were non-martial artists not allowed in the most prominent, the most secret and closed societies. Okay? If the martial artists that were allowed were not adept with the knife, with what? UFC combat? Or was it outmaneuvering transferable skills from sparring and surgical strikes with the knife to the carotid, to the femoral, to the liver, to the kidney? Okay? If they were not adept with the knife, what did it mean? Did it mean, hey, it's okay because I can grapple. I got him in a headlock like a boa constrictor. Look at me. No. No and no. The true transcendent hero was the Royal Martial Art Order, okay, in the closed society that became open because the world started openly worshiping the fucking devil, and the only chance they had is if people like me emerge. Any candidate that not sufficiently adept with his knife or that appeared to lack courage was rejected, causing lifelong disgrace to himself and his extended family. This reflected the stipulation among head-hunting groups that the head had to be taken in hand-to-hand combat and not after death by long-range weapons such as firearms. Could you be a Leonard? You know, or rather, a white racist gentleman. A white racist bitch. With tits flapping in the wind. Okay? With a fucking AR or a shotgun and say, look at me, I'm a man. Or did you have to face them in natural martial art combat? Could you wear an armor and have a long sword, a European long sword, and beat somebody in armor to death like you're beating them with a baseball bat? Or did you have to have a talon-like weapon, a leopard claw-like weapon, a lion's paw, something, lion's teeth, a tooth like the Jungle Book? What don't people get? Knife, no foe. Like they say in prison. You know, this one guy, Michael Thompson, the Aryan Brotherhood, you don't really know someone until you've fought them, right? Until you stab them, right? Nothing is more intimate than murder. No foe, no homo, mind you, but you penetrate them versus the guy being penetrated. If you try to be, you're like a prostitute making yourself big and strong and fortified. Hit me, hit me. It's like, for fuck's sake.
Everything okay?
Yes.
I'm going to go see Grandma today. On my way to work. You don't have to come, you know.
All right.
And we can do something later in the afternoon. Yeah. I'll refill your medicine box.
All right.
Okay?
Now, there's two things. One, you see how, like I said, they're drugging me on record. Okay. Number two, okay, they're making great attempts in the least. And it's been, Number two, when I talk about these things that I'm right about to a T, and these people are acting like prostitutes, like their Western love is ludist and prostitute, Greco-Roman group sex. Okay? Training somebody. What does it mean to train somebody? Basically, to them, it means I'm going to teach you how to think like a bitch, so all the bitches in my extended network can take turns dating you and fucking you. And then they're going to be in the locker room like the Tupac song. In the locker room, all the homies do is laugh, high five, because another nigga played your ass. Their extended network, look, I trained her to be a prostitute bitch, and now all the homies are fucking her. And obviously, this is part of what man has to repent for, the rape of On. If you take some stupid, I don't give a fuck if the bitch is retarded. I don't give a fuck she comes from a long line of retarded bitches. If she's related to the martial art royal family, you stupid, profane, sniveling cowards, yes, you have to give her up. Yes, that's how you repent. If you already slept with one of them, the logical thing is never sleep with them again and obey God and come crying on your knees and say, I'm so damn sorry, I'll kill whoever you want me to, times infinity. And of course, you see how this is the type of topic that gets someone worked up. You see how I was able to calm myself down really quickly. Okay? Because I have self-control even when they're provoking and drugging me. Discipline. They don't have the discipline, the moral discipline to serve God. They don't have the moral obedience. Should I feel the need to not emphasize my point when I'm talking about these matters so I can come off like the average Western social norm bitch? This is rather unfortunate. Oh, they were horrible. Or should I express it in the martial arts warrior king tradition? You all know that I'm right. You all know people are acting like sniveling bitch. You all know they should by default have without the democracy argument ever coming up, they should know better than to think that the whole world together can overrule someone like me. Or that that's how it should be, rather. Certainly in purposes of God, that's how it is. They can't overrule my judgment. I'm the conveyance of God's judgment on them. Okay, that's why it ends with me. Among all the reasons I've stated. But much less after they've acted like sniveling Ujo bitch. Okay? Ha, you like that? I'm Harry Potter. They're like a little kid fucking some grown-ass prostitute who's all disassociated, all new age. Oh, you are the reincarnation of my husband. Oh, have sex with me, all nice tits and everything. He's like, oh, you like that? Oh, you like that? You like that? Acting like a bitch. Okay? Why those same women looking at just as attractive as her are shunning me and worshiping their new age culture. Do you have any question in your mind that women like that should be executed? Is there any question in your mind that if a woman shows an ability to look attractive, to wear makeup and to organize her room and her jewelry and her makeup, her cosmetics, that she has an ability to identify the hero and know why she must date him and not hurt him and not bring him down and not make him want to kill himself, but instead make the sniveling scum who should be executed, whose ancestors should have been executed, they shouldn't be here in the first place, make them want to kill themselves. Why you want to make me want to kill myself and not those sniveling pussies? Think about it. Should she not be executed? She may as well have a gun in her hand taking shots at me, and eventually she's like, I don't know if I'm going to hit him or not, but I'm sure hell going to try because I'm a selfish bitch. That is the opposition view. Selfish, rape cult, loose hooker pussy, hit me, penetrate me. I can take it like a hooker takes a good dick. Right? That is the opposition view. Grapple, rape L, grape L, pan, all the governing class, corporate, colonialist, neo-colonialist, kleptocratic, lying, sniveling, illusion, chemistry, psychology, coerced sex cult bitches. Trying to snatch your daughter's pussy.